never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help.
Hello. Hi, BM. How are you? So first I want to address something. I never do this, but I'm gonna. Queen B, you want to call someone ugly by a picture on an emoji? Hey, Crystal. Well, I'm just going to show you how ugly I am and how it can be fixed with makeup, but your ugliness inside cannot be fixed with anything, obviously. So here you go. This is me with no makeup on. You see how ugly I am? But I can go on camera. I'm not afraid to go on camera. You, however, have a problem. Thank you. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. This woman hides behind an avatar picture, not even a real picture. And she's going to call someone else ugly? I don't think so. So you can move on down the line because you don't know me and I don't know you, but you can get to know me real fast. And that's all I got to say about it. I'm not saying any more about it. Now, let's go. So you guys, I think I have an article from like another country. So I put around the world. But I put around the world in 60 minutes because it was supposed to be a plate on around the world in 60 days. Come on now. I'm just joking. And I don't stay on camera because I smoke. And I prefer my subs, not everybody wants to see people smoking and stuff. And I'm talking about nicotine. Okay, let's go. Let's see what this says. Can y'all see it? Yeah, y'all can see it. Houston crime. Man shot while getting tacos. And possible case of mistaken identity. Dude, you can't even go get tacos safely. Tacos. Don't go to Taco Bell. I don't even know where it happened at. I'm just saying. I guess it's let's see what this says. Bruh, don't go get tacos. If you do, let me know.
Can find the daily tropical.
Oh, here we go. Can you hear it?
Website, Fox26Houston.com. Our meteorologist will keep you informed about any storm developments. You can watch it on our YouTube page as well. In anticipation of the upcoming Juneteenth holiday, Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis led cyclists from Galveston to Houston today to mirror the journey of formerly enslaved people. It's the fourth year for the 51-mile trip that follows the path of the proposed Emancipation National
Hold on a
Historic
second.
Trail. It's being studied by the
Is this
National Park
about the
Service.
men?
If certified, the trail would feature historic sites along the way that played a part of the emancipation story. About 36 cyclists made the journey today, ending at Emancipation Park in Third Ward.
People who had been enslaved had
I
to
want to
have
know
a pass to travel.
about a bike
They didn't
ride.
have a
Oh man, I wanted to show y'all something. Evidently, they have a in the French Quarter. Evidently, they have a naked bike ride thing. I don't know. I saw it somewhere. Okay, let's see. The unidentified man told officers after he got some tacos. It must have been a taco truck or something. Yeah, I see it right here. Houston police say a man getting tacos was shot Friday night during what he believes to be a case of mistaken identity. So he was getting tacos in the 9000 block of Town Park around 10:30 p.m., was walking in the parking lot when two men whom he believes to be gangsters came up to him and shot him in the arm. He was taken to a hospital in unknown condition. It's unclear why the man was shot, but he tells officers he thinks they mistook him for someone else and didn't say much to him before the shooting. An investigation remains underway. Can't go get a taco. Don't go get a taco. They have another one right here. Let me show you this one. While I show you the tacos, let me show this. You can even go to a funeral. You cannot go see the dead without fear of being dead. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me go to this one. Hey, Kaz. Funeral company owner charged in shooting at Maryland burial that left Paul Bearer dead.
My work was critical.
That's sad. BM, who are you? Do I know you?
We have arrested 58-year-old Susan Lawrence for the killing of Miss A.J. Owens. We want the same thing as Miss Owens's family, and that's justice.
A mother has lost her life for being a mother. Where is the justice in that? No peace, no justice.
It does not apply in all situations, and this situation is a prime example of when it was not justified.
Wow.
I'm not a
That's
super scientist, but I
crazy.
invest
Hold
in
on.
Invesco
Let me
QQQ,
turn
which
this
gives
off.
me access to
A funeral company owner is facing charges for allegedly killing a pallbearer and wounding a woman at a burial for a young child in Maryland this week. Wilson Chavis, 48, of Hughesville, faces charges of first and second degree murder, attempted first and second degree murder, and others in the shooting at a Suitland cemetery Tuesday afternoon, the Prince George's County Police Department said in a press release Wednesday. I wanted to see the press. Oh, it's not a video. This is him, guys. This is the guy that killed the pallbearer and injured a woman. The Prince George's County Police Department's homicide unit charged the man who shot two people at a Suitland cemetery, killing one of the victims. The suspect is 48-year-old Wilson Chavis of Hughesville, Maryland. He's charged in connection with the fatal shooting of 30-year-old Ronald Stephen Banks of Washington, D.C. Banks was a pallbearer at a burial service being held at the cemetery. On June 6, 2023, at approximately 1:20 p.m., patrol officers responded to a cemetery in the 4100 block of Suitland Road for the report of a shooting. Banks was located suffering from a gunshot wound. He died a short time later at a hospital. A second victim, an adult female, suffered a graze wound. The preliminary investigation revealed Chavis owns the funeral service company. Oh, wait. Yeah, hold on. Chavis owns the funeral service company that was providing funeral and burial services for a young child who was being buried at the cemetery. While the burial service was preparing to get underway, Chavis confronted two people at the service. Those individuals are affiliated with a second funeral service company with which Chavis has a long-standing business dispute. Several funeral attendees became upset with Chavis and confronted him over his behavior. The preliminary investigation suggests Chavis pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots, striking both victims. He then fled the cemetery in his vehicle. Several minutes later, an officer with the Morningside Police Department observed Chavis and conducted a traffic stop. He was taken into custody. Chavis is charged with first and second degree murder, attempted first and second degree murder, and related charges. He's in the custody of the Department of Corrections. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, y'all can see it. So I didn't hear about this, but evidently some teenagers robbed a store for vape cartridges or something like that. And the police ran behind one of them and killed him. And he didn't even have a real gun, but I'm going to go over that.
I'm Rob Harris with Denver 7. I was at the press conference with Aurora.
Can y'all hear it?
Today. It lasted more than an hour and a half, and for the first time showed 2 different body camera angles showing the chase and ultimately the shooting of 14-year-old Jordell Richardson. We also learned that Jordell did not in fact have a handgun at the time that he was shot, but instead had a pellet gun designed to look like a handgun. After that, we heard from Jordell's family and friends and dozens of members of the community as they protested. So we'll get to all of that. But I want to start by breaking down the timeline of events that police described in the press conference and illustrated with body camera footage. According to police, Jordell and a group of other young people were seen by officers walking into a convenience store in Aurora wearing medical masks. Police said the group went in to rob the store of vape cartridges. Immediately after leaving the convenience store, at least 2 officers began chasing Jordell from the entrance of the store into an alley around back, yelling at him to get on the ground. One of the officers tackled Jordell to the ground, and the other begins to shout about a gun, though it's not visible from the angle of the body camera. At that time, the officer fired a single shot, hitting Jordell in the abdomen. We're choosing not to show that moment, but Jordell starts to scream, saying he's sorry, and that the others in the group, quote, made me do it.
What's coughing? Made me do it. Huh? I don't know. They really made me do it. Okay.
We now know that Jordell had a pellet gun designed to look like a handgun.
That is not a toy. As a matter of fact, that is a weapon. That's the weapon we found that was on his person. God bless him. I don't even have these exact. What's the purpose of these replicas?
The officer who fired the shot has been identified as Officer Rock Greshka by Aurora Police. And Interim Chief Acevedo says he does not have any prior incidents with excessive force or disciplinary action. Acevedo called this shooting a tragedy all around. As we were hearing from Aurora Police, Jordell's family was joined by a large group of community members to demonstrate outside and march in the streets.
This is so wrong. And ain't nothing they can do to bring him back.
Attorneys for the family told me they have 2 big questions for Aurora Police now. One, why did it take 8 days for police to say publicly that Jordell did not in fact have a handgun, but rather a pellet gun? And 2, why did this escalate to police shooting him?
How can you say all these words when your officers hadn't put in a report? How dare you? So now you have to answer.
The body camera angles we were shown do not appear to show Jordell reaching for the pellet gun, but we do hear Officer Greska yell, "Gun, gun, drop the gun." Chief Acevedo says there's no surveillance video with an angle that would show more of the struggle leading up to the shooting to his knowledge. But attorneys for the family say they've spoken to a business owner who does have surveillance footage, which has been turned over. The family, their attorneys, and community members are now pledging to push for more accountability and for justice. For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
Okay. Get mad at me if you want to get mad at me. Don't get mad at me if you don't get mad at me. Oh, hey, people on Facebook, if anybody's watching me, I always forget to say that. Okay, so it is sad that this little boy, and he's 14, I call him a boy, lost his life. However, I don't care if it's a water gun. I don't care if it's a pellet gun. You don't, especially when the police is chasing you, dude, they can't tell what that is. And they also have to protect themselves. So if you want to carry something that looks like a gun, commit a crime, and then run from the police having that same quote unquote weapon, then be prepared for consequences. And I don't think they need to take any accountability for anything that they've done, because if it was anywhere else in this country, it would have happened there too. You want to carry something that looks like a gun? Be prepared for backlash. And that's all I have to say about it. And I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Police in Colorado have released graphic body camera footage after an officer fatally shot a teenager following an alleged convenience store robbery. Jordell Richardson, 14, was shot and killed by an Aurora police officer on June 1st, authorities said. He later died of his injuries at the hospital. Jordell was with a group of teenagers who had allegedly stolen vape canisters from the store and was shot after fleeing. I wonder if they was going to sell them? They must have been going to sell them. The Aurora Police Department on Friday released body camera footage from 2 officers on its gang intervention team. The other article said they were gangsters, and this one is a gang intervention team involved in the ensuing foot pursuit amid an investigation into the deadly use of force. No matter where this investigation takes us, no matter where we end, it is a tragedy because a young man has lost his life. Interim Aurora Police Chief Art Acevedo said during a press briefing on the footage. Representatives of Jordell's family and their attorneys were able to view the footage ahead of its public release. In the footage, Jordell can be seen running from officers as they yell for him to stop and get on the ground. One officer identified as Rock. Why do you have to have so many difficult names when you commit a crime, or a lawyer or judge something, can be heard yelling, "Get on the ground or I'm going to tase you," the footage shows. Acevedo said Jordell was not close enough to the stun gun for it to reach him. And this is, look, y'all see this right here? Y'all see this? Can y'all see my mouse? Can y'all see my mouse? See this right here, y'all? Right on the right-hand side, right next to him. That's what they saw. That's what they see. Look, and it's not here. It's not in his hand right here, but it's in his hand right here. So you go from no gun. Is that a watch? I think that's a watch because it's too high up on his wrist. So you go from this picture right here showing nothing in his hand, and then you go to this picture showing a gun in his hand. And then you tell me what an officer is going to think. They have to go home too. As another officer identified as James Snap catches up and has a physical altercation with Jordell, the teen's hand is in the vicinity of his waistband. Aha. Acevedo said, as he's on the ground, Jordell can be heard saying, "Stop, please, you got me," as Grusket, whatever his name is, can be heard yelling, "Gun, gun, let go of the gun. I'm going to shoot your ass. Dude, I'm going to shoot you." Second later, a single gunshot can be heard. The police chief identified the shooting officer as Gruzeka. After he was shot, Jordell could be heard apologizing, asking to be taken to the hospital and saying, "They made me do it. I don't know who they were, but they made me do it." If you don't know somebody, how you going to go with them and commit a crime? I'm sorry. Jordell sustained a single gunshot wound to his midsection, which was blurred in the body camera footage at the request of his family. The officers were captured calling for medical and attempting life-saving measures before the teen was transported to a local hospital where he died. The use of force is being investigated by the 18th Judicial District Critical Incident Response Team. That was a lot. During the altercation with officers, the footage shows that following the sound of the gunshot, the police can be seen throwing a firearm that Jordell was allegedly carrying. Acevedo said Jordell allegedly threatened the store clerk with the firearm, which police originally said was a semi-automatic handgun. Maybe that's what it looks like. I don't know what they look like, but I don't know if that's what the gun looks like. The chief at his press briefing later amended that statement to say it was determined to be a pellet gun. The body camera footage released by the Aurora Police Department does not show whether Jordell ever pointed the pellet gun at the officers. It doesn't matter. If it's in his hand, it does not matter. That's part of the investigation. That's a little bit of the ambiguity. I know I said that wrong. That's going to be the question of the CIRT investigation we'll continue to look into. As Vito said at the briefing, we know for a fact that he used it to commit an armed robbery. There's no ambiguity there. Grusecka has been placed on paid administration leave, the police department said. And that's him right there in the blue shirt. It's sad that kids like that get caught up in shit like this. It's so sad. Attorneys for Jordell's family said his family is traumatized by the shooting death of a boy they loved. Viewing the videos left them with more questions than answers. He robbed a store. He ran from police. He had a gun. They shot him. What questions do you have? One of the family's attorneys told ABC News he feels Jordell's death is similar to that of Elijah McClain, 23, who died in 2019 after being stopped by Aurora police, placed in a chokehold, and injected with ketamine. Oh my God. That is nothing. I cannot deal with these people. That is nothing like what just happened. Nothing at all. He wasn't put in a chokehold. He might have been shot, but he had a gun. He wasn't injected with ketamine as a sedative. He was not. Bro. 5 Aurora first responders, including 3 officers who were at the scene, pleaded not guilty to charges of manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide, among other counts in McClain's death. Former police chief Vanessa Williams was fired by city officials in the aftermath of the case. Acevedo, who came on as chief after Wilson's dismissal, said Friday's press briefing was an attempt to be transparent and to fully discuss to the best of my ability what led to the death of a 14-year-old kid in this community. The incident happened in real time. It happened quickly, he said. We're talking about thousandths of seconds and just very quick time frames. The alleged robbery incident also remains under investigation, police said. 2 14-year-olds who were taken into custody at the scene face charges of false imprisonment and aggravated robbery, Acevedo said. Other suspects who allegedly fled in a stolen Kia Sedona minivan had been identified but not apprehended, he said. No further updates are expected until all investigations into the incident are completed. Sorry, not sorry. Y'all, look at this. Bam. I saw this and I was like, nah. All right. So Kenner is only like 20 minutes from here. Let me see. Can y'all see it? I just had to keep checking and make sure y'all can see it. Kenner police responded to an incident. Oh, it says man arrested for video voyeurism at Kenner Walmart. Kenner police responded to an incident at the Walmart located on Veterans Boulevard in Kenner on the evening of June 5th. Officers swiftly apprehended a suspect caught using his cell phone to record inappropriate videos under the dresses of unsuspected female customers. I don't know how he did that without, like, it being very noticeable. At approximately 9:07, Kenner police arrived at the scene and met with the Walmart asset protection associate who reported the incident. The associate witnessed a white male individual discreetly filming under the dress of a female customer using his cellular phone. Before the officers could detain the suspect, they witnessed him capture a photograph or video of another unsuspecting female customer. The suspect, identified as 22-year-old Justin Simmons from Mons, was promptly detained by officers. Authorities confiscated the phone used in the incident as evidence. A search warrant was subsequently requested to conduct a forensic examination of the phone. Simmons has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of video voyeurism. Further investigation revealed that Simmons had previously been arrested in St. Charles Parish on multiple charges related to video voyeurism, which police said indicates a pattern of behavior. My ex was in St. Charles. Okay. Randy Cox. I don't remember ever hearing of him, but check this out, you guys. Randy Cox, paralyzed in police van, reaches $45 million settlement with New Haven, Connecticut. And that's a picture. I don't know why. Yo, the good police have to suffer for the bad police. Like, I don't know why people have to mishandle people. Like, I don't know. New Haven, Connecticut has agreed to a $45 million settlement with Randy Cox, who was paralyzed while being transported, handcuffed, and without a seatbelt in the back of a police van following his arrest last year, the city's mayor and attorney said Saturday. The agreement was reached Friday evening following a day-long conference with the federal magistrate judge. Mayor Justin Illiker said it came 2 days after the city fired 2 police officers who authorities said treated Cox recklessly and without compassion. The city's mistakes have been well documented. A statement by attorneys Ben Crump, Louis Rubano, and R.J. Weber, who represented Cox, said, "But today is a moment to look to the future, so New Haven residents can have confidence in their city and their police department." Cox, 36, was left paralyzed from the chest down June 19, 2022, when the police van he was riding in braked hard, sending him head first into a metal partition while his hands were cuffed behind his back. Cox had been arrested on charges of threatening a woman with a gun, which were later dismissed. "I can't move. I'm going to die like this. Please, please, please help me," Cox said minutes after the crash, according to police video. Once at the police station, officers mocked Cox and accused him of being drunk and faking his injuries. Wow. According to surveillance and body-worn camera footage, officers dragged Cox by his feet. See, that's not necessary at all. Out of the van and placed him in a holding cell prior to his eventual transfer to a hospital. Wait. Did they get in a wreck in the jail parking lot? Or did they continue driving until they got to the jail, place him in a holding cell, and then eventually transfer him to a hospital? 5 officers, including those who were fired, faced criminal charges in the case. All have pleaded not guilty. Cox last year sued the officers and the city for $100 million. His attorneys called the settlement the largest ever in a police misconduct case. Cox did not plan to make any public comments over the weekend, Rubano said. He kind of relived what happened to him throughout the day yesterday, so it was a very emotional day, the attorney said by phone. He's unwinding now. The case drew outrage from civil rights advocates like the NAACP, along with comparisons to the Freddie Gray case in Baltimore. Cox is Black, while all 5 officers who were arrested are Black or Hispanic. Gray, who also was Black, died in 2015 after he suffered a spinal injury while handcuffed and shackled in a city police van. Well, they need to get rid of police vans. What the hell? New Haven police have since adopted reforms that include making sure all prisoners wear seatbelts. The state Senate on June 5th gave final approval to legislation that will require seatbelts for all prisoners being transported. Randy entered that should have already been in place. Are you kidding? Randy entered a police transport vehicle being able to walk, and now he's not able to walk, Elliker said at a news conference Saturday. He said he had spoken with Cox's mother early in the day. What I shared with her is that while the settlement cannot bring Randy back to his original state when he entered that police transport vehicle, that my hope is that it provides Randy the future medical support and other support that he will need. Elliker said, Randy's 36-year-old, and we hope he has a long life ahead of him with the kind of support care that he deserves. Aw, that's sickening. Wow, sickening. Yeah, I don't know if it was on purpose or not. Like, that's what, hey, October 50. I still want to call you October 50, baby. But, Kaz, that's what I was saying. Like, were they in a parking lot of the jail to put him in a holding cell that fast? Or were they driving? Like, braked hard at, like, a red light or something? Or if someone was stopped and then continued traveling to the jail and then put him in a holding cell and then bring him to the hospital. I didn't really understand that too well, but it didn't explain what happened when it happened. It doesn't say what happened when it happened. Okay, let's go to New York. Is it New York? Syracuse, New York, right? Yeah. Syracuse police say at least 13 people shot, stabbed, or struck by cars at mass gathering of hundreds. Upstate New York mass gathering of hundreds ends with 13 people shot, stabbed, or struck by vehicles, Syracuse police say. Where is this? He would have won the settlement anyway, Cass, because they did him so wrong. Like, they used violent force that shouldn't have been used. They shouldn't have drug him out there by his feet. What, for him to fall on his face? Like, they should have went into the van, just like the inmates do, and pull him out. Oh man, hold up. I don't want to talk about that yet. Police in Syracuse, New York said at least 13 people were shot, stabbed, or struck by fleeing cars during a mass gathering of hundreds early Sunday morning. At around 12:22 a.m., officers responded to the one of Davis Street for shots fired. Syracuse police spokesman Lieutenant Matthew Malinowski said. Upon arrival, officers located a large gathering of hundreds of people in the street in the area of Davis Street and Messina Street. Officers entered the crowd and discovered several victims that were either shot, stabbed, or struck by vehicles fleeing the scene after the shots were fired. Oh. Malinowski wrote in a press release obtained by Fox News Digital. Police said all victims ranging in age from 17 to 25 are currently expected to survive. Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. The 13 victims who police say were either located at the scene or in an area hospital include a 20-year-old female who suffered a gunshot wound to the right hip, a 22-year-old female who suffered a gunshot wound to the abdomen, a 17-year-old female who suffered a gunshot wound to the hip and midsection, a 20-year-old male who suffered a gunshot wound to the forearm, a 23-year-old female who suffered a laceration to the hand, and a 19-year-old female who suffered a laceration to the head. Penelope, why are you doing that? She heard herself all the time screaming. Police said a 25-year-old female suffered multiple lacerations to the shoulder and the midsection. A 17-year-old female suffered a laceration to the leg and arm, and a 17-year-old male suffered a laceration to the hand. And this is the block that it happened on. A 24-year-old female suffered lacerations to both legs as a result of being struck by a vehicle. A 23-year-old female suffered abrasions to the side after being struck by a vehicle and hitting the ground. A 22-year-old male suffered abrasions to the side and foot after being struck by a vehicle and hit the ground. abrasions to the midsection after being struck by a vehicle and hitting the ground. These people are going to need a lot of counseling after what they've gone through. This is horrifying. They're going to have PTSD and think about this for the rest of their lives. The investigation is very active and ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to call the Syracuse Police Department Criminal Investigations Division at 315-442-5222. Police did not immediately clarify whether any arrests had been made or whether any suspects were at large. Sad, bro, sad. Bye, Jacob. I was going to talk about this girl. I don't know if y'all remember Christina Grimmie, I think it is, from The Voice. She was at a concert and a fan, or she was leaving a concert and a fan killed her, shot and killed her, and she's going to be part of a documentary, a true crime documentary. Well, her story is going to be the focus of a true crime documentary. It's hard to believe it's been... Wait, is this a video right here? No, it's just a picture. Hey, Jimmy. It's hard to believe it's been 7 years since the life of... Cool. It's been a long time since I watched The Voice. It's hard to believe it's been 7 years since the life of singer-songwriter Christina Grimmie was tragically cut short. Her murder is the focus of a true crime documentary on ID. Christina was a South Jersey native who grew up in Morrilton, Evesham Township. She had big dreams that her talent would take her well beyond, and it did. Grimmie showcased her singing on YouTube, where she developed a large following. In 2014, she became a contestant on the NBC talent competition The Voice. Her star was rising. And that's her and Adam Levine. She must have been on Adam's team. I don't remember. But on June 10th, 2016, following a performance, Christina was gunned by a fan outside the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida. She was just 20 years old. That's kind of like, you know, what happened with Selena and her manager, whatever you want to call it. Gosh, she was so pretty. The man responsible for her death would never be charged for Grimmie's murder, as he took his own life at the scene of the crime. Chicken shit. And this is the show that's going to be on ID. Singer Christina Grimmie went from internet sensation to international superstar. Yet among her legions of fans was someone whose obsession would bring her dreams to a tragic end. The documentary focuses on how amazing Christina was and all she had to offer the world, and offers insight into an obsessed fan that snuffed out her life so abruptly. Our thoughts are with Christina's family, friends, and fans on this most heartbreaking anniversary. Her voice, spirit, and light will never be forgotten. And this is celebrities who died in 2023. I don't know if you want me to go through them. We can. I don't know who these people are, but Gangsta Boo, Jeff Beck. Yeah, I don't know who these people are. Do y'all know who these people are? Well, Lisa Presley, CJ Harris, American Idol contestant, David Crosby. Is that Crosby and Nash? I think it is. Or no, I don't know. Lance Kerwin, Salem's Lot. Oh, Lord. Lisa Loring, Adam's Family. Annie Wershing, Rabon. Let's see. Y'all know the Unabomber died, right? I think they said he committed suicide. Bert Bacharach? God, how many people? They got too many people that died. It's only 6 months into the year. We got half a year left. Raquel Welch. I've heard of her before. Kyle Jacobs. Got Kelly Pickard. Rock Jim is here? Oh no, that was from the first. Sorry. I just clicked on that picture. Jansen Panettiere. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my Law and Order dude, Richard Belzer. Tom Sizemore. Dang, these are all actors. Wow, actors and singers. Jane Topol. Well, a lot of these were old. Billy. Bobby Caldwell. Lance Reddick. Why we never hear of these things ever in the news, or I just don't watch the news, I guess. Wayne Sweeney. Nicholas Lloyd Webber. Oh, that's Andrew Lloyd Webber's son. Okay, I don't know how to say this first name, but it's Sakamoto. He's a Japanese composer. Brian Gillis. His cause of death hasn't been made public. Wow. Paul Cattermole. Michael Lerner. Mary Quant. Mark Sheehan. Moonbin. Oh, that's a singer from the K-pop group or whatever. Dang, how many do they have, guys? Lynn Goodman. Oh, that's the guy from Dancing with the Stars. Harry Belafonte. Jerry Springer. Jerry. All right, let's see. Samantha Weinstein. Jim Brown. Andy Rourke. Ray Stevenson. Ooh, Lord. Tina Turner, Ray Stevenson. Okay. That's the people that died. Huntsville man arrested on sex crime charges in Morgan County. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, dude. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office says a Huntsville man was arrested Thursday on rape and sodomy charges in Morgan County. MCSO said 39-year-old Joshua Lee Harris was arrested on an outstanding grand jury warrant for first-degree sodomy. Court records show Harris was indicted by a Morgan County grand jury last December. He was also indicted for first-degree rape, according to court records. MCSO said the charges stem from a 2021 incident in Lacey Spring. The sheriff's office said Harris, y'all see his charges, right? Y'all see his freaking charges. He got a $75,000 bond. $75,000. So I don't know if it's cash bond, if he can bail out, but if he bails out, all he needs is $7,500 or around $8,000. For what? For him to go commit another crime like this? According to court documents, Harris had his initial appearance in court Friday. $75,000 bond for first-degree rape and first-degree sodomy. Bruh. I can't deal. People are sickening. And then we go to Houston. I guess I didn't have nothing from, I did have stuff from different country. This isn't a video. 6 people were shot at a Houston nightclub. 6 injured in shooting at Houston nightclub. A shooting at a Houston nightclub left 6 people injured, including one who was listed in critical condition, police said early Sunday. That's why I went out and know Tucson, because it's a big old city. I ain't know where to go. I was by myself and I ain't getting shot. Police responded to the shooting overnight at a club on Richmond Avenue in West Houston. Police Chief Troy Finner said at a news conference and found multiple victims ranging in ages from late 20s to early 30s. Apparently, there's some kind of disturbance inside the club that came out into the parking lot. He said no suspects are in custody. The investigation remains active, and police are reviewing surveillance camera footage in the area, said Finner, who noted he had limited information. Well, it just happened at midnight last night. It makes no sense to fire up into a crowded parking lot, he said, vowing to find those responsible. We're going to hold them accountable. I hope they find them, because they have, like, whatever those things are. That's crazy. Now, let's talk about these effing UFOs and aliens, okay? I don't know about you, but there's 2 that I found. There's one that says a family saw a UFO crash into their backyard. And then there's another one that says Las Vegas workers claim UFO sighting. Police body cam captures mysterious flash. Let's see what this video says. It loads. A 911 call was made by a group of workers in Las Vegas who claimed they saw a UFO right before their eyes. A body cam video from Las Vegas police captured a bright and blue streak across the sky. The American Meteor Society says people in Nevada, Utah, and Eastern California reported seeing the flash. About 40 minutes after the flash, that's when a man called 911 saying he and his family saw something fall. Oh, they're both in this one. Okay. About 40 minutes after the flash, that's when a man called 911. Oh, snap. Hold on.
That's not a fun. I will be hiding because that's the size of a shooting star. I like that. I kind of got.
I know it is a UFO. It's an unified flying object in the air. But what is this about? Whoa, what is this about, people? Oh.
I don't know. No, that's not.
That was crazy. Did y'all see it? Go, man, go. You ain't got to growl. Let me go. Jump. Bruh. Saying he and his family saw something fall from the sky and that there were 2 beings between 8 and 10 feet tall and with large eyes in the family's backyard. Officers responded and went to the backyard but didn't find anything. Police say they have now closed the case. So the UFO crashed in their backyard, apparently not damaging the UFO, but crashing in their yard. And then 2 aliens, one 8-foot tall, one 10-foot tall, came out of the crashed UFO. The family saw them. And then they called 911, and then the damaged UFO and the aliens just mysteriously take off from the backyard with the people in the house or in the backyard watching it. I don't know, but it makes no sense to me. Y'all might believe it, but I don't. And that's just it. I don't know. I will have to see it for myself. There's a logical explanation for it. And I'm about to tell you right now what they think it might have been. Okay, let's see this video. This is the family. Dude, you know that stupid Wi-Fi I got over here. Okay, I guess it's still loading, whatever. Okay, so this is the same thing about the call, but I wanted to read something. This is saying the exact same thing about the family with the 8-foot person, 911. Okay, hold on a second. It was late the night of April 30th when a Las Vegas family reported something crashed in their backyard and there were big creatures on board. There's like, how does a big old tall alien come out of a little bitty UFO? Please let me know. There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one is inside, and it has big eyes, and it's looking at us, and it's still there. One family member told the 911 dispatcher, I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified. I wonder if they got pictures of it. Why didn't you get, bro, if a UFO landed in my backyard, I would definitely get pictures of it because no one would believe me. So there's two people. There's two subjects in your backyard. The dispatcher asked. Correct. And they're very large. They're like 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. Like I can't explain it. And big mouths, the caller replied. They're shiny eyes. And they're not human. They're 100% not human. Around the same time, a Las Vegas police department officer's body camera recorded a bright light streaking across the sky. Several people across the eastern California, Nevada, and Utah reported seeing the flash. Crystal, did you see a flash? Crystal, did you see a flash? Did you see the aliens? Let me know. Or you on the other side now. 2 officers were sent to the family's house. I'm so nervous right now. One is her saying on the body cam, I have butterflies, bro. Saw a shooting star, and now these people say there's aliens in their backyard. Officer, what did you see? Witness, it was like a big creature. Officer, a big creature? Witness, yeah, more than 10 feet tall. Officer, I'm not going to bullshit you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too. So that's why I'm kind of curious. Witness, I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in it. Officer, you guys seem like legit scared, so I don't blame you. Officer, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself, the officer joked as they were leaving. Okay, let's see if we can see. Hold on, let me put her out this room before she keeps barking. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on, monkey.
Leave her alone. It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Let me ask you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or
they see like a big? That's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property. What's clear? They're taking this call seriously.
hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they
Yes.
saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
I forgot to unmute myself when I paused the video and I was talking. And what I said was a shooting star is totally different than a UFO falling in someone's yard. Now, I'm going to have to ask Dolly's sister, because she lives in Vegas, if she saw something falling out of the sky. Never know. Maybe she did. Okay, let's look at this. Oh my God. When I saw this article right here, I was like, I need to share it with my people. Don't waste a Reese's Pieces. Give them milk and cookies. The not good stuff. Okay. Family finds 1 million pennies cleaning out home. Now they're trying to sell them for over double the value. I hate ads and I hate commercials. I don't hear nothing. Oh, it's still muted. Hello.
Oh, this is an open bag. Now here's the unique part. This
Oh,
is
they're
what
all
I'm getting
rolled.
collectors that call me about. The fact that these are lead sealed.
Unopened sealed bank bags of pennies. Just a small sample of the mountain of
Oh,
pennies
wow.
John Reyes' family found while clearing out the basement of the house his father-in-law had lived in for over 50 years. Oh my God.
Boxes, crates. So it's about 1 million pennies.
No, he's not sharing where they're at either.
I've actually been contacted by quite a few coin collectors or people who specialize in this space. And just based off of some questions that they asked me, for example, having the lead sealed bags or having bags from banks that we don't even necessarily recognize, knowing that they're at least minimum 40 years old or more, I've had quite a few collectors tell me that this is something that should not be sold until we know what's going on.
Because there's a good chance, probably better than 1 in a million, there's a very valuable penny in there. There's a penny on the floor. Maybe it's a lucky penny.
What do they say? Penny for your thoughts, right?
You're supposed to give it away to somebody for it to be really lucky.
You know what? Because
Oh my God, what if somebody literally goes through all them pennies to find one that's like, oh, really, really
I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? Y'all, 1 million pennies and then them bank bags and then and it was Bank of America. They don't have Bank of America anymore where y'all live? A family in Los Angeles found 1 million pennies while they cleaned out the home of their father who passed away. The massive pile of coins were discovered in a crawl space in the home of the immigrant from Germany. The family's theory is that he started gathering the coins after the U.S. shifted from making pennies out of copper to instead using zinc during the Second World War, and that he hoped to make a profit out of the value of the metal. The man's son-in-law, John Reyes, told NBC LA that these have literally been untouched for decades, and I think that's the super unique part about it. The family also believed that the pennies could be of interest to collectors, meaning that they possibly could be worth millions. A penny from 1943 was sold for 1.7 million. What? In 2010. Okay, maybe it's worth it to go through all the pennies. Other seldom seen pennies have been sold for thousands. The family listed their pennies stored in boxes, sacks, and crates on offer up for $25,000, more than double their value of $10,000. We started going through the arduous process of looking at the pennies, and that quickly turned into we don't know what we're doing. And then we decided to pop open a couple of beers and have those instead. At first, when they attempted to deposit the coins at a bank, they were told the vault wasn't big enough to hold such a vast amount of coins. The family is now seeking expert advice on what to do next. I've had quite a few collectors tell me that this is something that should not be sold until we know what's going on. Mr. Ray's, a realtor, made the discovery along with his wife as they were getting the house ready for renovation. Many of these bags are actually sealed. They're lead sealed directly from the bank. As we start looking through, we see some of the big banks like Bank of America, and at the same time, we also saw banks that we have never even heard of. Maybe banks that don't even exist anymore. So we were just like, wow, this is amazing. What would you do if you have a family member that passed away and you're cleaning out their home and you find a million pennies? I told you they was going to open them bags, look for them pennies. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Louisiana Baptist minister accused of rape. Sickening. A prominent Louisiana pastor is under arrest for child sex crimes. Darrell Stagg is facing 3 criminal charges, including rape and aggravated crimes against nature. Authorities believe there may be more victims. Stagg remains locked up on a $500,000 bond. Stagg was a mission strategist with the Louisiana Baptist Convention, covering a wide swath of the state. The 60-year-old has since been fired. In a statement, the church says they're praying for the victims. Wowee, whoa. Wow. Okay. So this right here, I thought they were talking about Bank of America wasn't around or something like that, because that's the only boxes I saw was Bank of America. But there were smaller banks in there too. Deputies looking for a 16-year-old girl last seen by her family May 7th. A 16-year-old girl, right? Okay, this is her. Her name is Ebony Raton, Raton. She was missing a month before her family told the police that she was missing. This happened in Laplace. That's where Nevaeh's dad lives. Deputies are looking for a 16-year-old girl who was last seen at her Laplace home on May 7th. According to the St. John Parish Sheriff's Office, Ebony Raton was missing for a month before her family notified deputies on June 7th that she was gone. Deputies say she has a history of running away. Family members say she could have gone to Texas with a friend and has been known to go to Kenner, Metairie, and Mississippi. Doesn't matter if she's a runaway. She's 16 years old. She's a minor. And then I saw this one today while I was getting these links. I saw this one. This one is pretty sad, y'all. And I'm like, what is BOA? What is BOA? I figured it out. Of course. Did y'all hear about this? The firefighter that died, I think, last week, saving his daughter, was it? Let's see. Let's see. I read it before I went live, but now I can't remember. I guess because I read all these other ones. But I can't remember. Anyway, so here we go.
Daughter was an FDNY firefighter. 39-year-old Mark Batista worked at engine company.
Bro.
226 in Brooklyn. On Friday, he jumped in the water of Avon by.
See, guys, that's why I don't go in the water if I cannot see the bottom. Because in Tangipahoa River,
Sea to help his daughter, who was caught in the rip current. Rescue crew.
I'll tell you about my story after this thing.
Saved the girl, but didn't find Batista until it was too late. No lifeguards were on duty. They aren't required on weekdays at this beach until June 17th. In a statement, FDNY officials said firefighter Batista was a dedicated public servant who spent 15 years serving in the FDNY as both an EMT and a firefighter. We join his family in mourning his
Hold on a
tragic
second.
passing.
Hold on a second. I saw a red flag in that water. That means don't go out there because there is riptides. Hold on. I know I saw a red flag in that water. Bro, okay. A father who drowned last week while trying to rescue his child from a rip current at the Jersey Shore was a New York City firefighter whose career in public service dated back 15 years, officials confirmed on Sunday. The man, 39-year-old Mark Batista, died at the New Jersey beach town Avon by the Sea on Friday morning while he off duty on Friday morning while off duty after jumping into the ocean to save his teenage daughter, who was caught in a A rip current is essentially a channel of moving water, somewhat like a river, that forms in the ocean and flows away from the shoreline and out to sea. Authorities originally identified Batista as a resident of Teaneck, but they did not release his name. The New York City Fire Department later confirmed his identity in a statement obtained by CBS News on Sunday, which noted that he had served as both an EMT and a firefighter for the department over the course of 15 years. Batista worked at Engine Company 226 in Brooklyn, according to CBS New York. We are heartbroken to learn about the death of firefighter Mark Batista, who died Friday while swimming at the Jersey Shore, the FDNY said in the statement. Firefighter Batista was a dedicated public servant who spent 15 years serving in the New York Fire Department as both an EMT and a firefighter. We join his family in mourning his tragic passing. Y'all, he was a handsome guy. Police and a water rescue team used jet skis to search for Batista and his daughter at the beach on Friday, after witnesses on land observed and reported the apparent drowning. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? CBS New York reported Batista was found and then transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The teenager survived and was taken to Jersey Shore. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, she survived. There were reportedly no lifeguards on duty at the Avon by the Sea beach where Batista drowned on Friday. Regular weekday lifeguard shifts will begin this coming weekend. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. Nice. If you have a beach with plenty of people on it, oh my gosh, dude, whatever. So, as a child, we used to go camping a lot. And we would go to this, I think it was called Hidden Pines or something like that. It was campground. And we would always go swimming in the Tangipahoa River. Well, it was me, my mom, my brother, and my cousin. And we're just like walking down the river. And it has a little current. So all of a sudden, the bottom of the river drops. And there's no bottom. And there's a current. So the current is taking us away. And my dad's like on the beach. Hey, Angela. My dad's on the beach, right? And we're like waving, help, help. And my dad's just waving back at us. I can laugh about it now. And my dad's just waving back at us because we're like waving our hands like about to drown. And he's just like waving back at us, right? So me and my brother were able to doggy paddle up to the side of the river where we could like go up into the woods and be safe, you know. But my cousin couldn't swim. So my mom had to like go underneath and pick her up and carry her to the side and then save herself. It was a tragic event, but we all survived. It was very scary. I will never forget that in my life, and I will never get into water if I cannot see my feet. I will go to the beach and go in the water till I can see my feet. As long as I can see my feet, I'm good. But if I can't see my feet, I'm not going in it. Yeah. Yep. He spent 15 years saving the lives of others. He was saving his daughter's life and lost his. That's very, very sad. But yeah, that's my story of when I almost drowned. So yeah, I like to go to the beach because it's pretty and, you know, you can like just walk along the beach like where you could still see your feet. Sorry, you guys. I just had to do it. And let me put my gaiters up because I haven't had my gaiters up in a long time, showing all the videos and stuff. Yes. So like I almost died a whole bunch of times. I almost died as a baby, 3.5 pounds, at 44 years ago when they didn't have like all the stuff they have now. Then I got into a car accident, which is why I have all these problems that I have now. When I was 15 years old, I had just got my driver's license. I was going to the mall to get my nails done, and on my way back home, I flipped the car. I got a blowout, flipped the car twice, and hit a tree head on. What happened was I got a blowout, and I was going like left, like where the Sugar King was, and I didn't want to do that. So I turned the wheel right, and when I did, it flipped. And then I hit a tree head on, and then I missed going into the bayou by like inches. And my aunt was a paramedic that came by, and they kept asking me questions, and my aunt was answering them, and they were like, she needs to answer the questions because we need to make sure that she can answer questions. There was no windows left in the vehicle. The whole car was just messed up. And the only thing that really happened to me at the time was whiplash, and I had a ton of glass everywhere in my body, in my hair, my head, my body, everything. But now that it's passed, ever since like, let's say 19, 20 years, let's say 20 years old, every year I would be in more and more pain every year. So, that is what it's from. The accident where I flipped the car twice and hit a tree head on and almost went into the bayou. But my brother did go into the bayou. It was like Christmas Eve or some shit like that. When we were younger, like I was just probably going into college. So this was like 97, 98. And I worked at Taco Bell. And my best friend, who is gone now, she took her life. She was Santa. And I was helping her get ready, and my phone was blowing up. And I was like, what the hell? Like, they know I'm at this Christmas party, right? Did I remember the time we was at the campground, and we almost drowned, and you was on the shore waving to us? I was just telling that story.
Mom, get out of there, my shawl.
Okay.
I had to put him in the room if you want to chase him.
How can this girl accept that dad lost his life trying to save her? There are deaths every year when... What do you mean, accept that the dad lost his life trying to save her there? So anyway, they kept blowing up. Oh, it was a pager ahead of time. Didn't have a phone yet, y'all. This was 97, 98. Okay. So they kept blowing up my pager. So I finally called them back, and they're like, your brother just went into the bayou. Like, his vehicle is in the bayou, like at the bottom of the bayou. And I'm like, did they get out? Like, it's hard to get out of a vehicle once it hits water, you know? So, and my cousin was with him. The brother of the cousin that almost drowned with us at the river, her brother was with my brother. He couldn't swim neither. Look, if you can't swim, you ain't coming around water with me. People think they can come out here and swim. We have beautiful water, but it's deadly. We lose multiple lives. And it's cold over there too in the Pacific, right, Angela? Very sad breaking news from Australia. 10 dead, 18 injured in wedding bus crash. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I found it, Kaz. Let me share screen. I knew I called it world news for a reason. I'm just joking. Okay, so here's the article. Kaz lives in Australia. Oh man, I could imagine. Let me take my gaiters off. Okay. Let me see if it has a video. Okay, let's see. It's just 2 minutes long. How far are you from this area, Kaz? Ten people have been killed in a bus crash in Australia. 11 others have been injured and were taken to hospitals by helicopter and road after the vehicle reportedly rolled. A further 18 passengers were unhurt in the incident, which happened just after 11:30 p.m. on Sunday in foggy conditions at a roundabout in the town of Greta, New South Wales. The bus had been taking guests back from a wedding to their accommodation. Family and friends have been arriving at the crash site on Monday morning. It was a nice day, a pretty good wedding, fairy tale stuff, really. We got the news that there had been a crash, and we all started panicking, a guest told reporters. Greta is in the heart of the Hunter Valley wine region. Australian media reported the guests had earlier attended a wedding at the Wandin Estate Winery. Jay Saval, the mayor of nearby Cessnock, said the crash was truly horrific. It will send shockwaves. Mr. Saval told Network 9, we are a major wedding and tourist destination in the Hunter Valley. And so there will be people from all over the state and the country that have been to these areas and have probably done similar things. I think it will send shock waves right through the broader community. Police said emergency services were called to a roundabout as they responded to reports that a coach had rolled. The bus driver, a 58-year-old man, was taken to hospital under police guard for mandatory testing and assessment. A police statement said, a crime scene has been established which will be examined by specialist forensic police and the crash investigation unit. An investigation into the circumstances surrounding the crash has commenced. What is this? Okay. Wow, that's sad. 3 hours away. So I was trying to, I guess it's not a Penelope, stop barking, dude. Wow. That's so sad. I wonder how it crashed. Oh, in a roundabout. Okay, so did it just crash like in the circle, like on the side of the road or something? Or did it like crash into another vehicle? Or it didn't say. It just said that it was in a crash in the roundabout, which is just like a circle thingy, like a figure 8 thingy or whatever. Yeah. So if you wasn't here in the beginning, rewind. I showed myself for the queen bee who wants to call me ugly, and the bitch can't even show herself on camera. So rewind to the beginning if you want to see what I look like. It's not pretty, but I can fix my ugliness with makeup. Inside ugliness can't be fixed. Boo-boo. Okay. Well, that's all I had for you guys. It was an hour and a half, roundabout, half kind of round curves. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Angela. Like if it hit the side of it, you know, going around, like the circle thingy. They have a few in Tucson, like in the subdivision, like in residential areas. I don't know if you call them subdivisions, but and my mom said when she was younger, like she hit one of them things, and I think she totaled my Gram's car. That's crazy. Angela, I want to know if you see any UFOs over there, okay? Crystal, I want to know if you see any UFOs over there, okay? If you're in Vegas, Utah, Nevada, Utah, California. If you're in any of them states and you see a freaking UFO land in your yard with 8-foot and 10-foot aliens coming out, I want pictures. I want video, or it didn't happen. Okay? Oh, no, Cass. The driver was drinking at the wedding, I bet you. I know you will, Crystal. Oh, man. See, that's what I was wondering, if they were going to update on him going to the hospital for assessment and testing, if they were going to say what it came out to be. I don't know. Oh, I told you about the wreck. So that was 2 times that I almost died. And then the 3rd time I was in the river and almost drowned. And then the 4th time, I can't remember right now. Penelope's on my nerves she's just coming out of heat. So she's in the part where she wants to do the Humpty dance. Please do, Crystal, because I'm telling you, don't tell me you saw a UFO or 8-foot or 10-foot aliens or a blue ball flying in the sky or whatever. Do not tell me you saw it. If you do not have pictures or video, I don't even want pictures. They can be fixed, photoshopped. I want video. Or it didn't happen. And I'm going to be the only one with your video. Okay? Okay. All right, guys. It's been 90 minutes instead of 60 minutes, but I had really good fun. Maybe I'll go find a million pennies when we get off of here. Never know, right? Dad, do you have a crawl space with a million pennies? He didn't answer me. I guess that means no. All right, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic time spending time with me, because, you know, that's just me, the best. Here you go, people. Let me show you, because I'm just that ugly. Okay, I'm done. I'm still having problems with my hand, you guys. It's been since last year, almost a year. So this is me. I have all my teeth. This is me. Makeup can fix my ugliness, but makeup can't fix your ugliness, baby. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.